The season 7 premiere of The Walking Dead was disgusting. It jumped the shark. The show has devolved from a very well-written, well-directed show. Remember that first season, Frank Darabont, Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile. The show has been brilliant, and it used to be about surviving hordes of zombies. And I've read the comic, issue 100. I know all about the Negan death scene, killing Glenn, the eye popping out. But what we saw on Sunday, and here on the West Coast, at about 6:15 p.m., because, you know, the gory stuff didn't happen until 15 minutes into the show. At 6:15 p.m., about the time little Johnny and Sally are sitting down at the dinner table, watching The Walking Dead, expecting some comic book violence. I mean, yeah, we've seen violence on The Walking Dead before. Herschel's head getting cut off. I mean, we could go on and on. There's been some graphic stuff, but it's never been like this. 17 plus million people watched what was, in my opinion, a reenactment of a snuff film. The show has jumped the shark. There's no doubt about it. Because make no mistake, there is nothing classy, artistic, or even ethical about The Walking Dead's Season 7 premiere. It was smut. It devolved into camp, and by halfway through the episode, it was trash. I know a lot of the hardcores are praising the show, but y'all must have forgot, it ain't the hardcores that pay the bills for AMC. It's the casual fan and the families that tune in to The Walking Dead that are paying the bills. The hardcores only make up a certain percentage. If it were just the hardcores, it wouldn't be enough. Big fucking mistake. If they wanted to do that, no problem. Put it on the director's Blu-ray cut, extended cut, whatever. They have that. If you want to see Negan say fuck, you can watch those versions. That's all they needed to do. One for standard television, one for the hardcores. And those are the ones that buy the DVDs. Now it's true. AMC is not, in fact, subject to FCC regulations like NBC, ABC, CBS. They are a cable network, and they can get away with a lot more. They don't say fuck on The Walking Dead, but they do say shit. They do say pussy. But they don't say fuck. I'm not even sure they say faggot, but smashing someone's brains to a bloodied pulp with a razor-wired bat. It was all in the way it was done that was so wrong. Hitchcock is rolling in his grave. No one's a better director than Hitchcock, Psycho, but you never saw the moment of gore. He left that to the imagination. And this could have been done in a way, it could have been filmed in such a way that was equally terrifying, but not violent to the point of pornography. They betrayed Kirkman and Gimple and all the fucking people behind this episode. Betrayed the public trust. They knew this episode was going to get 15 plus million. And this is what they do with the opportunity. They decide to show a snuff film. You know how many children saw it? Millions of children would have seen that. And this argument of, well, if you don't like it, just change the channel, is bullshit. At what point do you draw the line? It shouldn't be an option. Who the hell still has some dial television with a 2 all the way to 13 and then some UHF thing on it? And all you're getting is CBS, NBC, ABC. Nobody has that anymore. We all have the digital box. You scroll through the menu and you find the show you want. Well, it's on cable television. Do you think a fucking 10-year-old kid gives a shit what channel it's on? You can watch the hockey game or you can watch a snuff film. It's just morbid curiosity. People are going to watch the guys getting their heads smashed in with the baseball bat. But it won't be me. That's the last episode I watch, and I've seen them all. But I don't want to watch that again. That was not enjoyable. I've heard the argument, well, you just have to understand that's how bad Negan is, and you have to hate him just as Rick hates him, and understand how powerless Rick is, blah, blah. I get it. But it's television. You can do that for the comics. You can do whatever you want on a Blu-ray. It was so uncool. And I'm not alone. Check out my post on Godlike Productions. Person 445. Here are some comments I've read on it. Lady Jane Smith, one of the forum admins over there at Godlike Productions. I have no connections with Godlike Productions. They're their own thing. I'm my own thing. I just really like their forum, and I think you should join there, but there's no affiliation there, none whatsoever. Lady Jane Smith says, yes, it was horrific, but this was cable. And there are huge warnings in big letters at the start of the show and after every commercial break stating graphic violence. She's right. She's absolutely right. But I'll put it this way. Over 6 seasons, The Walking Dead had already established a certain level of violence that it was going to go to. What we saw on Sunday night was an escalation to something we had not ever seen before. I dare say, and many others have too, that it was the most graphic moment in television history. Think of a worse one. So, to have a warning that states graphic violence, that's fine, but to what level of expectation should that graphic violence be? I think it's fair to say we can expect that the graphic violence will be in the same vein as it's been before. It was not in the same vein. It was not in the same tone. It was smut. It was torture porn. Is this the kind of shit you want to start getting into? You want to read a really cool book? Read the book The Anatomy of Evil by Dr. Michael Stone. And in this book, he sets a ranking to how evil someone is. And it ranks from 1 to 22, I believe. So, for example, Ed Gein, a 12. Ed Gein, the inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ted Bundy, a 17. Jeffrey Dahmer, a 22. And what makes Jeffrey Dahmer a 22? Because he was a serial torturer murderer. It's the element of torture that puts you over the top. That's the worst thing you can be into. And watching people get their heads smashed in with razor wire and a bat, it won't be as hard to watch the second time. And then what does the threshold become? Let's watch dogs get the skin ripped off their bones. It's okay, it's all done with CGI. No dog. But the imagery is fucked. Might as well have child porn out there. Just do it with CGI. Would that be okay with you? Because it's fake? Or would you say, no, that's ridiculous? Torture's fine. That's not fine. Neither are fine is the answer. At what point do you stand up and you say, this is disgusting? At what point do you say, this is enough? I loved the show. I know the show inside and out. I'm not alone. It was too much. It was fucked up. Someone agreeing with me here in the forum, Anonymous Coward, I had to leave the room. Hubby watched the second half without me. I will never watch that show again, and I've watched it all. Sounds like me, right? Except I'm a guy, and I don't have a husband.